The following podcast is a W2M Network original production. Visit W2Mnet.com for all of our other great podcasts, plus news, reviews, articles, and opinions from the worlds of wrestling, video games, football, and entertainment.
So I says to the guy, I says that there ain't no way they're coming to Anfield and doing anything with us. And sure enough, they didn't. Oh, wait, wrong show. For more information about the...
That's for us to talk about next week.
For more information about the Champions League, make sure you guys check out Soccer to the Max. This is not that. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Wrestling to the Max Smackdown live review for Tuesday, March the 6th, 2018. I am your host. My name is Harry Broadhurst. The voice you just heard, the Robin to my Batman, I'm Batman, is my co-host, Brandon Biskobing.
Yeah, you'll have to tune in next week to hear me say na boo boo to Harry when Man U puts the beat down on Liverpool.
Okay, I'm going to use those exact words back to you, but I'm going to do them like Al Pacino just to make them sound funnier. I'll be like, na boo boo. Na boo boo.
Yeah, get ready to see Lukaku score
this show
at least two on you.
Next Tuesday.
Lukaku is very used to you guys, so he'll score at least two.
I'm just going to go ahead and point out, I know most of the people listening to this don't care, but whatever. It is what it is here. Yeah, we have the leader for the Golden Boot in the Premier League right now, so hush.
Yes, I know.
The King of Egypt, Mo Salah, has something to say. Anywho, let's talk about other sports that are somewhat entertaining and possibly a little bit rigged, shall we?
Let's do it.
This is your SmackDown review for Tuesday, March 6th, 2018. He's Brandon, I'm Harry. Liz unfortunately had some Wi-Fi issues this evening. Hopefully, unreliable New York weather is what it is. Hopefully she'll be back with us next week. She did give me her predictions for the pay-per-view. We will be doing those after the SmackDown review because Sean hates it when we do them before the final rating.
I feel your pain, Liz. I know how bad the New York weather can be.
So, with that being said, our opening promo, scheduled for 10 minutes.
No.
Is it just me or did it get kind of a quick hook here? Anyway, we'll talk about that at the end. Dasha Fuente. So, hey, it's good to know we actually know which one's Dasha and which one's Kayla now. That's a bonus for me, I guess.
We actually know who's who. At least I wish either KO or Sammy was out there though to make that joke about them like they did with I forget who the two male
Tom Phillips and Mike Rome.
Yes, there we go. I thought it was Tom Phillips and someone, but I was like, no, he was a commentator.
He was still a backstage interviewer at that point.
You're right.
But anyway, so Dasha's in the middle of the ring. Don't worry. I'll get her and Kayla mixed up again next week, I'm sure. Dasha's in the ring, and she brings out Charlotte first and then Ruby Riott. The two ladies trade conversation about the plans for Sunday, with Ruby going into the personification of why Charlotte is the myth of the women's revolution here, based on the fact that she was the first ever NXT, Divas, Raw, and SmackDown champion. She points out that when Charlotte won that SmackDown title, and even names the date, November something or other, November 17th, I think she said it was, that is when the Riot Squad formed. Technically, I think that's a lie, but sure, let's go with it. It makes for an interesting story. Anyway.
Maybe that's when they formed on NXT or something. I don't know.
No, I can tell you right now that they had no interaction with each other on NXT.
I know this, but I'm just trying to play like they did backstage or something like that. I don't know.
I don't think that's how that happened.
I know.
And I'm currently having cell phone issues, so give me a second here. All right, I think I should be good now. There we go. All right. Apologies. Technical difficulties over here, running amok. All right. Anyways, Ruby says that Charlotte's on a pedestal, but then she's going to be taking her crown, and she will be, quote, just another bleached blonde failure with a famous last name. Liv Morgan and Sarah Logan hit the ring and appear to have a 3-on-1 beatdown commencing, making me wonder where Naomi and Becky were at this particular point.
I was
But
thinking the same thing.
But Bobby Roode's music hits instead, and that makes sense.
No. It's the
What?
same. They're bringing the stupidity of the Mixed Match Challenge onto regular programming, which infuriates me to no living end.
I got nothing here. I have no reason why Bobby Roode coming to the ring should be a threat to these women.
Exactly! It's the same concept as how Bayley got distracted by, who were they facing? I think it was actually Bobby. Wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Elias and Bayley against Bobby and Charlotte.
Yeah, this is the same concept as Bobby distracting Bayley when, hey, hello, WWE rules state that he cannot do anything to you, so why do you care? Why do you care, Ruby Riott? Why do you care, Liv Morgan? Why do you care, Sarah Logan? This does not make any sense. Unless they're gonna loosen the reins, it does not make sense.
This phone is going into business for itself tonight. I just had you... Did you hear yourself echoing there for a second?
A few times, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't touch any buttons. The phone put you on speaker itself.
Oh, well, thank you very much, Harry's phone.
Regardless, the reason that Bobby Roode is at ringside is so he can be attacked by Randy, do guest commentary for our opening contest scheduled for one fall.
One fall.
As Randy Orton takes on Jinder Mahal. And sure enough, funny how this always works out that way, somebody gets thrown into Bobby Roode. In this particular instance, it's Jinder Mahal, courtesy of Randy Orton.
At least this one was a little different.
How do you figure?
Because unlike most times where it's the heel or the face, whichever is the reverse of the person at ringside on commentary, this one was Jinder trying to throw Randy into Bobby at first, and then Randy just instinctively reversing it and just instinctively throwing Jinder into Bobby without even thinking about it. At least that's how it felt to me.
Okay, that's fair. Well, it plays into the finish as Orton hits the dripping DDT and takes forever to set up the RKO. Brandon?
Yes?
That was an RKO attempt out of somewhere. We've been calling for it on this show. That was an attempt out of somewhere.
Yep.
Because that was clearly not out of nowhere.
Yep. Nope.
Stevie Wonder saw that RKO coming. Well, this time it's Mahal that sends Orton into Roode, and then Mahal drops Orton with the Colossus, getting the pinfall victory at 10 minutes and 12 seconds. Your thoughts on the match?
I mean, it was pretty, it was a pretty formulaic match, especially with Roode at ringside. I mean, as soon as Roode got hit, I kind of knew where it was going. And with what we were talking about before we went on the air, I have a feeling that Mahal getting the win here will make it so that he will somehow convince Daniel Bryan to put him into this match and make it a triple threat. But we'll see where that goes.
I'm just going to state for the record that was my idea first, you idea thief.
I didn't say it was my idea. I just said we were talking about it before the show.
Okay, that's fair then. I'll grant you that one.
And Liz is gonna hate me for this because this is the third or fourth time in a row that I've called a multi-man match.
Yeah, well, look at the bright side for Liz. With the exception of the six-pack, every other match currently announced is a straight-up singles or tag match.
Yeah, at least I got the tag team match wrong. Hopefully, unless that changes in the next 5 days.
Tag match, playa. Anywho. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens backstage backstage talking about Sunday, and Kevin questioning whether or not Sammy was serious about laying down for him. Sammy says that he was, and that they need to focus on Kevin because Sammy will never get the opportunity that Sammy deserves. They bro hug it out. Dun, dun, dun. Nothing? Okay, we move on.
I'm waiting for my disappointment for later.
Stupid phone. Anyway, Baron Corbin promo talking about John Cena. Words are spoken. None of them have any validity. We move on once again. I'm sorry, Baron. Cena made you his bitch at SummerSlam. Your words to Cena mean nothing to me.
Yep, pretty much. And I'm a Corbin fan, so yeah.
Pause. All right, as you guys may have heard a little bit earlier, we were having some technical difficulties, hence the pause you heard right there. I've switched over to my tablet. We should be good to continue. Are you ready, Brandon?
Yep.
All right, moving on here. After said Corbin segment there, we get a video package focusing on the Usos and the New Day. Neither team appears on tonight's SmackDown, but since Jey Uso and Naomi are in the mixed tag match a little bit later on in the night, I guess that kind of makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Dasha, hey, I know who it is now.
Huzzah!
Kind of. Anyway, interviews Shinsuke Nakamura. Shinsuke says that he hopes AJ comes out of Fastlane as still the WWE champion because he wants to beat AJ at WrestleMania. Rusev and Aiden English arrive, and Aiden English is unable to sing because of Nakamura's Kinshasa last week. Rusev then challenges Shinsuke to a match at Fastlane. Nakamura accepts, noting that it'll be Nakamura Day.
Can I just say that he has a better singing voice than in English?
He does not, you dirty, filthy liar.
Yes, he does. You shut your mouth.
He does. No, he does not, you dirty, filthy liar. I will say, Rusev very subtly saying you can't just create your own holiday at the end of that segment made me have to pause SmackDown because I was laughing so hard.
Yes, that was great.
I physically had to pause SmackDown because Rusev popped me with that.
Not like you were really pausing anything, because I think like they were going to a break for one, and for two, I think the next segment was pretty bleh.
Well, speaking of that segment, it is a women's match scheduled for one fall.
One fall.
As Becky Lynch takes on Miss Money in the... Oh, we forgot about her. Carmella.
Miss Money in the Bank that will never be cashed in, that will run until the end of the year.
I feel like there would be something hilarious about Carmella just forgetting to cash in.
I have a feeling that's the route they're going.
Like she goes to cash in on the last day of the availability to cash it in, and don't you know somebody runs her off and it doesn't happen and she forfeits the case.
Yep, precisely.
If that isn't a gigantic screw you. Anywho. Moving on here, the match itself is your typical women's division contest, especially a women's division contest match involving Carmella, who, while she has the character, the ring work isn't fully there yet. Mm-hmm. The Disarmer submits Carmella at 5 minutes and 15 seconds, even though Larry Zonka's review on 401 says Becky Lynch defeated Becky Lynch by submission. Thanks, Larry. Appreciate it.
I mean, it's basically true because Carmella is basically a non-existent factor in on SmackDown right now. 2017, the year of non-existent Money in the Banks.
Where's your briefcase? And Naomi and Natalya argue backstage. Natalya looking beautiful as always. I can't help it. I have a thing for Natty. What do you want from me? And we set up a tag team match for Fastlane because well, we're 5 days away and we only have 4 freaking matches announced.
And because SmackDown is now back under the control of Tay Long.
Tag match, playa! Is it wrong that I just started shoulder shimmying as soon as you said? Never mind, that's not a video. I am far too white for this. We're moving on. AJ Styles promo time, talking about the fact that he wants to have this match with Shinsuke Nakamura because nobody thought that this match would ever happen in the WWE.
Which is true.
And that the match would be, and he quotes, phenomenal. Yuck, 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 yuck. Sorry, that corny crap doesn't work with me. Anyway.
I mean, it's WWE. What do you expect?
AJ's better than that, though.
It's not AJ. It's that the writers are telling him to say that. It's like the suffering succotash.
Oh, no, I fully expect that Roman Reigns uses suffering succotash in everyday life.
I'll give him a little more credit than that.
I won't. If only because I think it would be funny if he did.
It would be funny if he did, but I just don't see it.
Anywho. That's going to, you know what, steer into the skid. Anywho. Dolph Ziggler interrupts. Hey, speaking of irrelevant former Money in the Bank winners.
It would be better if it was Damien Sandow.
You shut your filthy whore mouth.
Am I wrong? He's the only other one that has failed to cash in.
Yeah, well, some of us still miss Damien.
I miss him too. I'm not saying I don't. But, he's the only other one that failed to cash in.
Yeah, well, it needs more Sandow, so... I just spit all over my tablet doing that. I'm having a night over here with electronics, let me tell you.
I've noticed.
Anywho, back to the contest, the promo at hand. I'm just having an evening. All right, back to the promo at hand. This has got off the rails quick. Yep. Ziggler disagrees with the assessment here, saying that he isn't a fan of Styles' plan because Styles used to be cool, but he changed. He's desperate. Styles says that's funny coming from Ziggler, being a guy who's been with the WWE for 13 years and hasn't met his potential. To which Ziggler snaps off a very good line of, coming from the guy who took a decade to get here. Pretty strong line from Ziggler there. I got to give him credit.
I'll give him credit for that, but I mean, this is basically the promo of who has been more of a failure.
Not necessarily something you want to do with 2 men in a 6-pack challenge for your heavyweight title, but whatever, it happens.
Yep.
So anyway, they trade comments back and forth about the status of the WWE Universe, with Ziggler specifically bringing up his Money in the Bank win in 2013. Well, technically he won it in 2012, cashed it in 2013, but still. And stating that the fans were behind him when he cashed in Money in the Bank, but as soon as he got injured and lost the title, because he got concussed in the rematch with Del Rio when he lost the title, the fans very quickly forgot about him, noting that once you fail, they will stab you in the back. Ziggler then goes on an impassioned Miz-style rant about everything that he has and hasn't done with the company, and points out the fact that he is the best thing going in this company, and he's been there for 9 years and has yet to have a singles match at WrestleMania. I actually did not realize that, but upon looking it up, it is actually true. You wouldn't think that with Ziggler, but the only time Ziggler's been on the card has been in either ladder matches, battle royals, or he was in a tag title match the year of Daniel Bryan's winning the title at Mania.
Oh, okay.
Ziggler then points out that Styles can take his dream match and stick it. AJ says, we're scheduled to fight a little bit later on tonight, but why don't we just do this now? Unfortunately, the ring announcer kind of blew that by saying when AJ came down to the ring, the following contest scheduled.
I didn't even notice that.
You missed your cue there.
Well, you didn't say 4.
He did say scheduled for.
Well, you okay? You didn't continue it, but okay, whatever. 1 fall.
The moment's passed.
You screwed up.
Somebody here did, but we're not going to place blame. We're going to go ahead and move on. Non-title action as WWE's. Okay, what are they calling it? Are they just calling it the World Heavyweight title again?
No, I think they're just calling it the WWE title now.
Like, for some reason, since Raw has the Universal title, I want to come up with, like, some cosmic galaxy name or something for it every time I say it, but I know that's not right. The WWE Intergalactic Champion. I think Daniel Bryan may have used those exact words in regards to making fun of the name Universal title.
I think he did back in 2016 when they first created it.
Going towards SummerSlam 2016.
Yeah.
I'm not certain, but that seems like something Bryan would have said, because we have very similar senses of humor.
He used a similar terminology. I think it was intergalactic, but I forget exactly what he said.
AJ Styles takes on Dolph Ziggler in the following contest, scheduled for 1
fall.
Although technically scheduled for no falls.
Yes.
As this match goes to a no contest when Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens run in for the double disqualification at 16 minutes and 15 seconds.
Which no one saw coming whatsoever.
I mean, I actually thought we were going to get a finish to this match here. Just because I figured after Styles lost to Cena clean last week, Styles needed a way to get his heat back, and I figured this was going to be it.
But also, you have to take into consideration reverse momentum theory.
Well, since Jimmy got killed tonight, I guess that means the Usos retaining the tag title. Or not Jimmy, Jay.
Yep.
I can't tell them apart.
Neither can I.
I'd be the first one to admit it. Nope, not happening. Anywho. Styles and Ziggler proceed to fight. Oh, your thoughts on the match itself?
I mean, it wasn't anything really to write home about, and plus, it didn't really go all that long. I mean, it was a pretty good match. I mean, both guys are very good in the ring, and it was nice and interesting to see Ziggler try to attempt a Styles clash on AJ. But, I mean, especially with the run-in, it was kind of just them setting up the run-in and then setting up what was to come.
Styles and Ziggler end up teaming up together after beating the crap out of each other for the last 17 minutes. Shane arrives, and then when you think we're looking at Teddy Long special, tag match player, instead it is a fatal 4-way. Oh, nope. Check that. It's a 5-way, and here comes the best theme song in the WWE.
I still prefer
thunder. Sorry,
I still prefer his old theme, and I still think that his new theme sounds a little bit too emo-y for him. But that's just me.
I don't know if I can let you sit here and disparage the good name of Tommy Vext.
I like Tommy Vext, but I just wish the theme was a little bit harder because, Corbin's supposed to be this hardcore, metal badass.
Speaking of harder Tommy Vext songs, have you heard the Bad Wolves cover of Zombie yet?
No, I have not.
Impressive. Anywho,
yes.
Our main event scheduled for 1 fall.
1 fall
is the aforementioned fatal 5-way as AJ, Dolph, Sammy, Kevin, Corbin, and a partridge in a pear tree all compete.
So basically what we're going to get this Sunday minus Cena.
Or what we were originally supposed to get this Sunday until Cena.
Yes, until Cena, nudged his way in.
Well, he needs a story for WrestleMania, don't you know? Tough. Gotta hear with that.
I said it before, and I'm going to say it again. WWE has officially become WWE 2K storylines.
Anyway, the match itself is entertaining. I mean, it's pretty much your cluster fudge-sickle that you would expect it to be.
Yep.
We go to a commercial break and we come back into the Tower of Doom, which I thought was interesting. Usually that's a spot that they save for the build-up towards the finish.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone decides to just go into one big, gigantic signature move buffet, as Larry calls it in his review, and frankly, he's not wrong. Styles constantly playing the drowned rat here, making save after save after save because he doesn't want to lose the match, much the same way he's not going to want to lose the title on Sunday.
Which doesn't, I mean, if you really think about it, it doesn't make any bit of sense, but okay.
Yeah, what does he have to lose tonight? I mean, I'd understand making these saves on Sunday, but tonight, not so much. I agree with you there. Corbin is taken out to the floor by Styles. Styles is then knocked off the apron by Kevin Owens, and Kevin Owens proceeds to get his block knocked off with a haluva kick by Sami Zayn for the pinfall at about 15 minutes. That finish, though.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Sami wasn't winning on Sunday anyway.
No.
But it was nice to see him get something at least.
And I have a feeling this is leading up to what, while we talked about it and we were hoping that they were gonna prolong this and maybe actually allow them to be a tag team for a bit. Yeah, after tonight, I have a feeling I know exactly where we're going with this one.
Fight forever at WrestleMania?
Yep, but only with reverse reverse positioning.
See, I don't know if I agree with that. I think you could kind of have it as a pick your poison in regards to who's the face and who's the heel here. I don't think they're going to establish either one of them one way or the other. They're just going to go out and beat the crap out of each other.
I think while KO may still use kind of more heelish tactics and more heelish lingo, at this point, considering Sami, who was supposed to be, oh, I'm gonna lay down for you and everything, and was supposed to be, KO's best friend and everything, I have a feeling we're gonna get 2 best friend matches at Mania that, while some people could say it can go either way, are going to have very distinctive face-heel dynamics. Sasha versus Bayley. Now, that one I'm not sure who's going to be the face and who's going to be the heel at this point, because they're still kind of fluctuating between the two. But I have a feeling that in the Sami versus Kevin match, Sami is going to be the very much distinctive heel, with KO becoming a face for the first time in his career in WWE.
I don't see Kevin as a babyface. I don't see it. I get what you're saying, but I still don't see it. I don't think it'll work.
I don't think he'll be a traditional face. I think he's still gonna have that very, kind of cocky, holier than thou type of attitude. But, especially if Kevin continues attacking him and continues screwing him over, you gotta, just purely on that, you gotta say that Kevin is gonna be the face here.
Either way, it's Sami Zayn who cuts the final words of SmackDown, stating that he has been criminally underrated by the WWE, that he is the best and that no one comes even close to him. But tonight he proved that he is what he just said he was, and that is the best in the company here. And he's going to walk out of Sunday with the title at Fastlane. That's our scene, and that's the end of the show.
Yep.
Scale of 1 to 10, Brandon, where do you fall?
I'll give this a 6.5. They pushed a few things for Fastlane, and maybe even a few things going forward, moving on beyond Fastlane in terms of angles, and especially at the end with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. But at the same time, this was a very methodical, very, by the books, go home show for a pay-per-view.
Yeah, nothing great or anything on tonight's episode of SmackDown. Oh, overall, it was still pretty good. I'm going to go a little bit higher than you did. I'm going to go at about a 7. I think that there was enough in-ring content on tonight's SmackDown for me to be entertained. And while they have a few backstage segments, most of the ones that they had actually made sense. The only one that I didn't really care for was Corbin's promo, but a lot of that has to do with the fact that you just don't buy into what he's saying when it comes to somebody like who's pretty much thrown down Corbin's punk card every time they've been in a ring together.
Especially considering what happened at SummerSlam.
Exactly.
Which I'm still annoyed at.
One word review, Brandon.
Methodical. This was, pretty much what you expected for a go-home show. Like I said, the only really big surprise, and, to me, while it was a bit of a surprise, I was expecting him to save this for maybe, Fastlane or, the show after the fallout from Fastlane. Seeing Zayn directly attack KO was a bit of a shock, and it's pushing that storyline into Mania. But beyond that, there wasn't really anything to write home about on the show, and it was a very methodical show.
I enjoyed the show, so I'm going to go with enjoyable. Like I said, I think that there was a lot of in-ring content, which made it a lot easier for me to watch. A lot of people's mileage is going to vary depending on whether you watch for the sports aspect or for the entertainment aspect. Since me personally, I'm more entertainment than I am sport, I'm still going to say that I thought that tonight's show was enjoyable, and hence the 7 rating that I gave it a little bit earlier.
Oh, no, I completely understand that.
That being said, definitely a step up after a couple of recent lackluster episodes.
Yes.
Do we have anything else to add before we get out of here?
Not that I can think of.
Set your calendars, everybody. It'll either be April 18th or April 25th. The kickoff returns for one of 2 episodes in the month of April/May as we present our NFL Draft Preview. The follow-up episode will be our NFL Draft Review, along with our grades, the biggest winners and losers of the draft weekend. That'll be, as I said, either April 18th or 25th, depending on schedules for everyone involved. We'll make sure to keep you guys updated on that. That will be me, Brandon, Eric Watkins, Jason Teasley.
Yep.
There's a demo episode out of a new football podcast coming this year as well, isn't there, Brandon?
Yes, there is a demo pilot episode of Fantasy Football to the Max. Me and Jason Teasley kind of run down what to expect for the show for next season, and then we will have we're basically gonna combine the 2 shows for the preview show for the draft. So, the kickoff show will basically be us talking about who to look out for fantasy as well as we go into the draft. But then following the draft, we will talk about who got the best deals and all of that in terms of fantasy output. So that'll be the next show for Fantasy Football to the Max following the draft.
In addition, we will also have our How the War Was Won coming soon to the W2M network as well. No specific date is set. We'll have more information for you once it becomes available.
Yep.
Going all the way back to September of 1995 and covering the Monday Night War between WCW and the WWF. You realize there's going to be some absolute dreck to get through here, right?
Oh, I know this. I'm already prepared for it.
What did we get ourselves?
I mean, it's basically going to be boring until, mid-96 when Hall and Nash jumped ship?
May of 96, yeah. Memorial Day 96.
Yeah.
I want to say 5/26.
Yeah, something
date.
like that. So yeah, we're basically going to have a whole year of just crap.
In addition, there's so much other stuff you can look into here on the W2M Network. Make sure if you're into football, wrestling, soccer, video games, movies, and so much more, you can check out the website online, w2mnet.com, and get more information about any of those topics and so much more there, as well as the featured show of the W2M Network, Wrestling to the Max itself. Episode 2 of this week will be on Thursday night. I'm sure the guys will have a lot to say about the Fastlane pay-per-view. And we have predictions to make, Brandon.
Yes, we do.
All right, let's get to this here.
Yep.
Now that we've done all of our wrapping up and stuff, if you guys don't care about our predictions, by all means, thanks for listening. We'll talk to you next week. If you do care about our predictions, here we go. Our opening contest, scheduled for one fall.
One fall.
We're not going to do this for the entire show. Never mind. It's funny.
Come on, it would be fun.
It's funny during the review, not for the predictions.
Okay.
Will it be Rusev Day or Nakamura Day?
Do you really even need to ask this question?
No, I really don't, but unfortunately I kind of have to because I have to talk about every match. Yeah, there's no doubt in my mind that Rusev is about to face a similar fate as to that of his tag team partner / musical life friend, in English, Kinshasa!
Yep. I think, well, I don't think I say it on this show. But I say it on group chats and I say it online a bunch of times. As soon as this whole Rusev Day thing happened and it started to become really popular, I called it from the get-go that this is going to become Damien Mizdow 2.0. Where the fans are going to push for it all they want, but he is just going to get buried like crazy until either A, the fans completely forget about it and stop, or he gets cut. And the same thing, unfortunately, also goes for Ty Dillinger with the whole 10 thing. Vince does not like guys getting over on their own.
So I take it you're picking Shinsuke.
Well, of course.
Yeah, so's Liz. Great, now the tablet's glitching on me. Our next contest is the women's tag team match as Naomi and Becky Lynch take on Carmella and Natalya. Uh-huh. Sure. I believe a team that Carmella is on has a chance to win. Uh-huh. And if you believe that, I hear there's a bridge in Brooklyn for sale as well. Yeah, Becky and Naomi win this match. Naomi pins Natalya.
Yeah, I mean, at first I was thinking, you know, you gotta give some sort of momentum to Natalya and Carmella, especially with Carmella having the Money in the Bank briefcase. But then I was like, wait a second, they haven't been used properly for 6 months. So yeah, no, there's no chance. Naomi and Becky are gonna win this hands down.
I 100% agree that Becky is going to win this match.
Becky.
Yes. Like I said earlier, Brandon, steer into the skid. Tag team titles are on the line as the Usos defend against the New Day. Realistically speaking, it doesn't matter. They're both placeholders for the Bludgeon Brothers. That being said, I think that this is going to be another very entertaining contest between these two teams, and I do think that the Usos find a way to retain the belts here.
See, I'm torn, and it really depends upon what they want to do with the titles going into Mania. If they're not going to use the titles at all at Mania, then I could see the Usos retaining. But I feel like if they want to have the titles on the Mania card, especially on the main card, they'll have New Day win it just so that they have that star power going into Mania against the Bludgeon Brothers and really give the Bludgeon Brothers a big push at Mania with this win. So I'm gonna go with New Day, honestly. I think that they're gonna want to have the Bludgeon Brothers get a big win at Mania, or at least I'm hoping they would. That's what I'm thinking.
Real quick, Liz takes Team Bexy and Naomi as well.
Oh, okay, of course.
Her prediction for the tag team match is a no contest.
That could also be an option, setting up a triple threat.
Stating that, this is a direct quote here, Usos retain the titles when Bludgeon Brothers interfere and destroy both teams.
I could see that. I could totally see that. Even though that's setting up for Liz's worst nightmare.
Yeah, well, when she's calling for it in advance, though, she doesn't really get to complain.
Yeah, really.
Our next contest is the U.S. title match between Bobby Roode and Randy Orton. Okay, so theoretically, this match is between Bobby Roode and Randy Orton.
Mm-hmm.
In actuality, this match is between Bobby Roode, Randy Orton, and probably Jinder Mahal. Either way, I think that Randy gets the one he doesn't have, and he wins the U.S. title here. And then the U.S. title ends up as the multi-man cluster fudge in a ladder match at WrestleMania.
I feel like this can go in one of two ways. Either A, that will happen where Randy wins it clean, either in a one-on-one match or in a triple threat. Or it'll be a triple threat with, it'll be a one-on-one match with Jinder Mahal interfering and attacking both of them, ending this in a no contest like what Liz was predicting for the tag match. And that will create a triple threat at Mania with Orton winning to get his final win to get the Grand Slam at Mania, thus making it a bigger accomplishment.
I don't see why they feel the need to put the focus on Orton here. It's very obvious recently that Orton hasn't exactly been anything related to motivated recently.
I agree with that, but he's still, one of the two top guys from the last era.
I mean, you're not wrong given the fact that him and Cena came up within a couple of months of each other, but at the same time, Cena's starting to widen down. Maybe Randy take a hint, especially if your heart's not as into it as it once was.
Honestly, what I would love, my ideal match for the both of them, just kind of to put them in a match where some fans may care and it'll be a good nostalgia match while not taking a spot from anyone and, while kind of just, showing that their time is done. Just give them each other as just a throwaway match at Mania.
I think that we can both agree there's bigger plans for both of them.
Unfortunately.
Excuse me. Women's title is on the line as Charlotte defends against Ruby. I like Ruby. I think her time will come. It will not come this Sunday. Charlotte retains.
Agreed. Now, the question is who will be facing her at Mania. That's a much bigger question.
Patience, my dear Biskobing.
Yes, I know.
Because I think we get that answer the Tuesday after WrestleMania, after Fastlane. Dun, dun, dun.
Unless we get it at Fastlane.
That would actually be a pretty cool moment.
Mm-hmm.
And then a certain short stack can come out on Raw and brag about the fact that, I don't have to defend, na boo boo.
And then Nia's music hits.
And then Nia says, Nana boo boo. We may have just set the podcast record for uses of the phrase Nana boo boo.
Yeah, we have.
Liz is also picking Charlotte to retain. Liz is picking Randy to win the U.S. title.
Okay.
Our main event, which should be scheduled for 5 falls, but is instead scheduled for
1 fall. That honestly, that would kind of make the whole thing with Sammy and Kevin more interesting if they did make it an elimination match.
And then either Sammy took out Kevin or Kevin took out Sammy?
Yeah.
That's why I was thinking they were going to go with it. Because then you could have had, Owens pop up, like, have it come down to Owens, Sammy, and Kevin. Have Owens pop up powerbomb Styles.
Mm-hmm.
Or not Sammy and Kevin. That's two same people. Owens, Sammy, and AJ. Have Owens pop up powerbomb Styles. And then have Sammy catch him with a fluke roll-up right after he hits the pop-up powerbomb to take Kevin out of the match.
Exactly.
Either way, it is a 6-pack challenge for the WWE title. AJ Styles, Baron Corbin, Dolph Ziggler, Kevin Owens, John Cena, Sami Zayn. I almost did that in alphabetical order. I tried, but I screwed up. I said Kevin before Cena. But anyway, there's no way they screw with Styles and Nakamura, is there?
WWE has given me hope over the last couple of months, especially with Royal Rumble. And with all the rumors pointing to Cena, I don't know how they're going to make it happen now, but Cena Taker still being the plan. I don't think so. While I would not at all be surprised, albeit I'd be very annoyed, but I would not be at all surprised if Cena did manage to win and they make this into a triple threat. I don't think it will happen.
I'm officially picking AJ Styles to retain.
Yes, same here.
Liz is picking AJ Styles to retain. Brandon's picking AJ Styles to retain. Any smart person is hoping for AJ Styles to retain.
Yep.
Therefore, your winner and new champion.
You shut your mouth.
I hope I have to. That's all I'm going to say. I hope I have
I still wish that this was some sort of stipulation match.
I mean, technically speaking, by rule, 6-pack challenges are no disqualification.
Well, yes, I know, but, you know. You know in WWE logic, unless they specifically mention something, they never actually use any objects.
We'll see what ends up happening, though. I think that we're going to get some kind of weaponry involved. I definitely don't think both announce tables survived the night.
Yeah, that's true. You mean all 3?
At least 2 of them are going to die.
Yes.
How's that?
Yeah, that works.
At least 2 announce tables will be murdered for our enjoyment on Sunday night.
Oh, if only we had a monster to flip one of them.
Hey, he took care of his announce table tonight. We'll talk about that here in a few moments when we do our review for 205 Live and Mixed Match Challenge. He's Brandon. I'm Harry. This has been the Wrestling to the Max Smackdown Live review here on the W2M Network. Thanks for listening. We'll talk to you guys in a bit for 205 Live and Mixed Match Challenge. And we'll be back next Tuesday night as we kick off the official start of the road to WrestleMania for the Blue Brand, as well as break down the happenings of Fastlane. Hell, you might even hear from me and Brandon about Fastlane on Sunday.
Yeah,
bye, everyone.
quite possibly.